Morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Nicole. How are you doing?
Fine. How are you?
Great. I was just sitting there searching through my email to see if I had miscommunicated the time.
Oh, no. He's just probably running late or something. I think it's every day at 8 o'clock unless for some reason they change it.
Yeah. Well, in my calendar, it shows it at 3:30, but the KW calendar on my end is all messed up for some reason.
Yeah, no, the scripts, whatever it's called, scripts and whatever is, 8 o'clock.
Every morning, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, nobody seems to be here. Oh, well.
So you got anything going?
Well, I have my first listing appointment tomorrow.
Yay!
Yeah. And then Friday, I actually have a listing / buying, like would be contingent.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how serious they are in. I don't know if it's just an interview for me. The first one, I'm hoping they're going to use me, but I guess both of them are interviews.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have a potential listing, meeting quite a few people on Facebook. I've been adding strangers to my Facebook, and it's weird, but you meet all kinds of new people, and when you meet weirdos, you just block them. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
So I've got one that called me from out of state that's actually looking for land in either Marana or Sahuarita. And then I've got another one right here in Oracle. His mom wants to sell her double wide trailer that's on 1 1/3 acres. And I've already got another client that's looking in the same area for about the same amount. So it might be sold before it even hits the market.
Wow, good for you.
My problem is I got to talk them into listing sooner. They're wanting to wait until March. And it's like, no, just now. So I have an appointment to talk to them at 9 o'clock this morning.
Oh, good. I guess more people are on now.
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Just want to give you some time to finish that story. It sounded important. Oh, please. Gotta put on the show lighting. How is everyone this fine Wednesday morning?
Great.
Super windy.
Not at my house. Not very windy at all. Well, are you guys ready to get kicked off this morning? Looks like people are scared to join us this morning, but it's okay. We're going to get rolling anyways, right? Because what are Wednesdays for?
Oh, is it?
Oh,
yeah.
It's the randomness. It is Wednesday. It's What's Your Number Wednesdays. Letha, because you're so excited, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay. What do I do? Pick a number to start?
Okay, pick a number between 1 and 30.
13.
13. It's a sign call. I just want to know how much the house is on 123 Main Street.
Well, that house is going for $127,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It has a beautiful large kitchen with granite countertops and a nice dine-in situation set up. And the lot's 0.17 acres, and I would love to show it to you. Would you like to make an appointment?
No, I just want to know how much the price is.
Okay, well, right now is the time to buy. I mean, the interest rates, I've got one guy that is actually getting 2.57% for his interest rate right now, and they're only going up from there, and he only has mediocre credit. So you'd be amazed at how you can get in there. Are you renting right now?
That doesn't matter. I'm just looking for the price. Can you tell me the price or not?
Oh yeah, 125,000 is what it's going for. I believe, is that what I said to begin with?
Yeah, I just was being difficult.
I noticed.
You're gonna get sign calls like that all the time that are difficult. So
right.
Good job. The one thing I'd ask Letha is ask some more questions to probe, not just spew information like you did. Because even though you gave the price up front, you gave so much information that as a I can't think of the term, someone who's not making these calls every day, or somebody who's not paying attention that well, would have gotten lost in all of it.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said, well, that's a great property. You get a ton of phone calls on it. While I look that up for you, what address would you like me to send? The email address would just let me to send that e-brochure to, so you can get the price and all the information.
Oh, really?
So say something like that, so you can maybe get some information on the call.
Right. Okay.
So anyone else want to give that one a shot? Guess not. Letha, great job going first. Who's our next guest?
Robin.
Robin's going to pick her own number. We're going to shake it up today again too. Robin, what's your number between 1 and 30? Can't pick 13.
20.
20. It's a for sale by owner. Robin, I appreciate you coming over. I had a terrible experience with my last realtor. I'm just done dealing with realtors.
I understand. Can you tell me a little bit more about the experience that you had?
They just seemed like they showed up for the first day and talked a big game, put a sign in the yard, and never heard from them again.
Oh, that certainly is frustrating. I believe if you would, this is hard. I'd be happy to come over and I can show you all the ways that I'm going to be supporting you throughout the entire process. All the work that I'm going to do for you is going to go way beyond putting a sign in the yard.
Well, that's what he said too, Robin.
Well, I would love the opportunity to earn your trust and prove to you that I'm going to be committed to doing it for you differently. Would you be willing? When could we get together so that I could show you the ways that I'm going to be able to help? Can you meet later this week?
Maybe.
Would Thursday or Friday work better?
Thursday.
Around?
Morning.
How about I will be there at Thursday at 10 a.m. and I will be ready to show you all the ways that I'm going to support you throughout this transaction.
Good job. Thank you, Robin, for being on the pedestal like that. I can see that you struggled through, but you got there. Who's got some good feedback for her now that we're all awake? Sarah's got something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I probably would have I agreed, I don't like inefficient people either. I'm really sorry that you had that experience. I would apologize for that realtor on their behalf. And I would just say, if I can just prove to myself, we'll start off, I have a brochure, an entire magazine that I would be willing to show you step by step exactly what you can expect from me. And with that said, I'd love to set an appointment with you sometime this week so we could sit down and talk and I can actually show you this in person. Awesome. So that's where I would have come from that. So.
And when you're getting to the appointment setting, Robin, you missed one step before you did your around.
What was that?
You want to narrow down to morning or afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand that you don't like realtors, and I'm like you. I've heard tons of horror stories about those inefficient agents that just put a sign in the ground and never showed up again. Heck, they weren't even there to talk you through some of the contract negotiation. They just sent you emails and told you to sign things. And that's not how we work. Here at Keller Williams, we're raised to a higher standard and we take care of our clients because I have a fiduciary responsibility to look after your best financial interests. So when you hire me to sell your house, I'm going to be there to guide you, direct you, and make sure that you get the most value out of your home, also while making it the least, painful experience. Because my job is to sell the house and for the most amount of money in the least amount of time with a little hassle to you as possible. Now, that being said, I think it's worth 15 minutes of your time for us to get together. Would you agree?
No, that's how a pro does it.
Yeah, seriously, that just rolls off his tongue. Like, no problem.
I want to get there.
They're recorded.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, and I think Dan's done it a few times.
Yeah, they're recorded. They're all recorded, guys.
Practice.
So the beautiful thing about scripting is, if you notice, I'm taking elements of every script we've talked about over the last few months. We can just kind of take piece and part there and put it together. So don't be afraid to just jump out there. And that's how we learn, because when you stumble and fall, you learn to get your feet underneath you. I have never met anyone that was able to walk right from birth. Okay, know what I'm talking about? All right, Robin, who's our next guest?
Larry,
what's your number between 1 and 30? Can't pick 20, can't pick 30.
Let's do 17.
17. Larry, I appreciate you stopping over, but I looked you up, and you don't handle houses in my price range.
I don't think that's the case. I'm not sure what information you looked at, but I have dealt with properties everywhere from $20,000 to $1.2 million.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know if you can handle a luxury property in this neighborhood, Larry. I've never seen your sign or name up in this neighborhood at all.
Whether that's that, oh boy, you got me on this one. I am here to tell you that with the 10 years of mortgage and real estate experience that I have selling property both in Rocky Point, Mexico, and here in the Tucson area, that I have no problem. In fact, numbers to me don't matter as far as the value of the home until we get to the business end of it. I approach every property the same, whether it's a $20,000 property or this property that's worth 1.2 million. For me, the property is, or the process is the same. I'm your partner from beginning to end, and I will be at your command. I basically work for you. You're the boss, and my job is to make sure that you get the best and most amount of money out of this house with the best experience. And that means you and I are a team. And that means that we are going to work together on this. And as an individual agent, I will be with you from the beginning to the end, day by day, through this entire process. So again, I'm not scared by or intimidated by the fact that this is a luxury property. I have sold them before, and I'm ready to go to work for you now on this one.
I like it. How about from the group? What'd you guys like?
His confidence. It was good.
I like the fact that in the construction business, I've always tried to convince my husband that it doesn't matter who you're working for. If a rich person or a poor person walks into Circle K to buy a loaf of bread, that loaf of bread should be the same price, so that no matter whether it's a $20,000 property or a $1.2 million property, they get the same service, and that's how it should be.
Okay, there you go. So Larry was a good choice for this one because Larry has handled the high-end hyper luxury, the million plus in Tucson's hyper luxury. So him and Dick, I know that both played in that realm. So the difference being is if you don't have that experience, you want to definitely ask. And the one thing I would say for Larry is ask what's important about that.
That's right.
There's one thing we missed because we went right into I don't know where you saw that information, but you're wrong. You have just aligned yourself as an adversary, not an advocate. So we want to make sure we find out what's important about such a thing, and then we can tie in our response so that we're answering the objection that they have, not what we think they have. Because it could be as simple as, I've never seen your sign in this neighborhood. Well, what's important about that? Well, I thought only certain agents were allowed to sell in this neighborhood. Now, does that change the conversation? Well, no, sir. I'm glad you brought that up. That's absolutely incorrect. Any agent can sell anywhere. There is no exclusivities to neighborhoods. And the beautiful thing is, with my experience selling both here locally as well as luxury properties in Mexico, it's given me a wider range of experience to help clients just like yourself. I don't care if it's a 20,000 house, $20,000 house or a $1.2 million property like this, my service never changes, and I'm always here to excel and help you and be your partner in this transaction.
That was cleaner.
So again, just taking piece and piece, put it together. But it all starts with that one question. What's important about that? That's interesting you say that. Tell me more, right? These are all things that you can easily extract more information, especially somebody that's this is a $1.2 million house. Okay. I sold a $300 million house. It doesn't matter. I haven't though. I'm just saying. Houses are houses, people. The only thing that makes them different is the location, location, location. So, all right, Larry, who's our next guest?
Let's go with Charity.
Charity. Good morning, Charity Plum.
Good morning.
It's What's Your Number Wednesday. What's your number?
21.
Ooh, 21. You're working with a renter. My lease doesn't expire for a few months. It doesn't make any sense to start shopping for a while. Sorry.
Well, I would disagree. I think it makes perfect sense. If we meet in the office for about 15 minutes, I can explain to you the full process of purchasing a home so you're fully prepared.
Okay. I like it. Quick to the point.
So
all right, guys.
Available at 3?
Huh?
Available at 3?
You're available at 3? I am not.
4 o'clock.
Not that time either.
Okay, how about tomorrow?
So how do we set appointments for people that are unsure about the appointment time?
Give them a forced choice question.
All right, Dick, give us a forced choice question.
Let's look at your schedule here, Charity. Is morning or afternoon better for you?
Afternoons. I like to sleep in.
Great. For me too, also. I've got some openings between 2 and 4. What works best for you in that area?
How about 2:30? Would that work?
Let's see. Yeah, I can make that work. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. So okay, I'll see you at 2:30. And what I'll do, Charity, I always want to make sure people know what I look like because of security reasons. So with your permission, I'd like to send you my brochure over email. It has my photograph on it. And that's very important because I understand if someone looks at me and they say, oh, I can't work with a guy that looks like that. I want to give you that chance to back out of it. Now, you're supposed to laugh at that one. And they always give me their email address. And I send them my little brochure, maybe with a little video attached to it as well. And I'll see you at 2:30. Have a great day and God bless you.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
All right.
But you notice how Dick got you to give the time frame instead of him giving it to you? When somebody selects the time, they're more apt to show up. It's like when you ask somebody, where do you want to go eat? They always start with, I don't know.
Yeah, and you always want people, if you notice, I made a hesitation before I said 2:30 would work out. I want that other person to know that my time is valuable. If I don't convey to them that my time is valuable, they may not think that I'm valuable. And that's really important. You want to go in there with as many things positive in your approach with that client as you possibly can.
100%. 100%. All right. Well, Charity, who's our next guest?
Let me see. Mara.
Mara. Are you with us, Miss Mara? Usually she has her camera.
I just got here because I'm getting ready for a client this morning.
It's okay.
I was listening the whole time.
It's all right. What's your number, Miss Mara?
I haven't heard all of them. Have you done 10?
We have not.
Okay.
All right, Mara, 10 is, I'm a buyer, but I think I should rent. I don't really want to buy at the top of the market.
Well, I can understand that. Nobody wants to feel like they're buying top dollar. But this is still a great time to buy. I mean, the real savings right now is in interest rates. I mean, they're historically low, and every economist is telling us they're going to go up soon. So by the end of the year, you're going to have less buying power. I assume, the important thing to you is how much you're paying monthly, right?
Right.
Okay. So if I can show you that you can still get into a great house and be paying less than you are in rent right now, would that sound appealing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd really love to show you some options. And have you gotten pre-qualified yet? I know we were talking about it. Not yet?
No.
Okay, so would love to get you started on that. But if I can show you these numbers, I mean, renting, you know, you're just, you know, throwing $100 bills down the toilet and you know, paying someone else's mortgage. So I'd love to help you build some equity in your own home and build wealth for the future. Does that sound like a good idea?
Sounds great.
Okay, well, let's get together and talk about it.
Perfect. Break script. I love it. Great use of tie downs. Did you guys notice that? Tons of tie downs. On every point she made, she anchored it and then re-sewed it to the ground. It was awesome. Great job. Any feedback from the group? You wowed him, Mara. You're all silent.
You did a great job.
when I heard myself say right, I'm like, I've been listening to Dan.
Too much. Starting to rub off.
I'm like, he's like nodding my head still on the phone. I'm like, right.
Mara said you're not shopping. I think she said you're not shopping the price, you're shopping the interest rate right now.
Yeah, she said the good value right now is the interest rate. I love it. Awesome, Miss Mara. Who is our next contestant?
Oh, have we heard from Stormy?
Not yet. Stormy, what's your number between 1 and 30?
11.
Ooh, 11. Stormy, I appreciate you coming over. You did a great presentation, but we know that the market right now is super light on inventory. We're just going to sell it ourselves.
Oh no, I understand your concern. And I appreciate that. But I have done the stats, and I am the professional. And when you do a for sale by owner, you get 10% less for the home when you don't use an agent, and you're only paying me 7%. So you're going to make an extra 3 if you use me. And the other thing is I understand you're concerned about the low inventory. Well, the good thing about using Keller Williams agent is that we proactively look for people that are thinking of selling their home and maybe don't have it on the market right now.
Okay. Is that it? He's all, I'm dropping my mic on that one. I like it. Who's got some point for him? He was just like, sign with me. I'm the professional, right? Don't be afraid to use that professional card.
And I also think that Stormy uses his boyish charm to sort of charm his way with his clients.
Use what the good Lord gave you. Now, who's got some pointers? Anything that you would have added, or what are you taking away that you liked?
You always tell us to say, what's important about that? Why do they want to be a for sale by owner, right?
Right.
I would have delved a little more into why they wanted to sell their house. Are they going to be moving into another house, upgrade or whatever? And tie that into, well, if you're going to sell your house, if you're looking for a new house, is time of the essence. Do you want to get the best value now and be able to move in? You know, why do you want to move? Just sort of explore that. And then I tell a story about what happened to me many years ago when I tried to sell my own house before I was a realtor. I was just a Yellow Page sales manager, thought I was super salesman. And it was a horror story. And I explained to him that I got stuck with 2 houses. I was building my new house and I had selling, and it was a nightmare. And I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. And so one of the things I do is I help people get prepared in this market, especially a very competitive market, to get and maximize every dollar value of their home, make it as simple as possible, use a fiduciary responsibility, and then I help them move into the home of their dreams. Isn't that what you really want?
There you go. So Dick struck gold on something, and he's finding the motivation of where they're going next.
In all fairness, guys, I thought that this was the end of the interview and all those questions would have been asked in that interview, so I would have known that already. Just saying.
Well, then anchor back to it. Make up something.
Okay.
Hey, Stormy, you told me that you're looking to sell your house because you guys want to move to your aunt's nearer, closer to Central Tucson. Who's going to help you find that house?
What was it? Well, there isn't anything out there right now, so that's
Well, the beautiful thing about working with a Keller Williams agent like myself is that we have a ton of resources out there, and we often know of a lot of listings around the market that aren't even listed yet because of the way we communicate internally. We may be able to find you a house well before it ever hits the market. I'm taking your exact words and using them in a better point, right?
Yeah.
And then what you can do is you can gain the agreement on them using you to help you buy the house. Then you're not losing both transactions. And say, well, going back into the sell of the house, yeah, the market's super hot right now. You may be able to sell it on your own. If you look at NAR standards, they say that the typical for sale by owner has 11 to 12% discount over the actual using an agent. So hiring me at 7%, you'd actually still be making 4 to 5% more on the total sale of your property. Plus, I'm going to help you find your next property and even save you money on that one. So it'd be a win-win on both sides. It sounds like working together is going to be a good win-win scenario. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, actually. That's
great. Let's sign right here.
Can I pipe in again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I like to use metaphors or stories. I remember there was a fellow back about a little over 2,000 years ago. He used to use things called parables to get his point across and to tell a story. And I like to be able, when someone says to one, I don't want to tell them there's nothing out there. I want to tell them that the going is tough. And you ever watch a miner, how they mine, and they dig into the dirt and they go into the bedrock, and what they're looking for is a paid dirt in which they can find the gold or find a nugget. You have to know where to dig, and you need the resources at your feet. Now, I'll tell you, there's a lot of nuggets out there still, but you need someone who really understands, not someone who is a paper pusher or something like that, but a real professional realtor. And I pride myself. I've just had maybe 10 minutes of your time. I think maybe you'd see the whole thing in a different light. Does that seem fair to you? And everybody wants to be deemed as being fair-minded. And normally they'll say, yeah, that is fair. I will give you time. Come on out. And then why set up the appointment, give them their choices. And I follow up with something immediately, hopefully an email with my picture, because I know how scary I look. But it's a consistent message. And the more you do that consistent message, the more confidence you got. It took me 72 years to get this confidence. And I'm just starting to break into the bedrock right now. So that's what I just like to share with everybody.
We've said it before, stories sell, facts tell. So if you can take facts and turn them into a story, people will understand that way more. And just like he's talking about Og Mandino and parables, is understanding how to take common story and common words and statistics and turn them into sale. It's the use of stories. Like Stormy said, typically they sell for 10% less. That means by hiring me, you're making 3% more.
Yeah, right. And even they want to sell their house themselves, you can always ask the questions. Have you had any other friends who have had any problems with selling the house themselves? Any nightmare stories? Now you planted a seed. They may say no. They may be lying to you, but all of a sudden they're thinking, yeah, I have had a friend or two, or I've had people that I've known had nightmares trying to sell the house. And if they say yes, I say, well, that's probably why 90% or more of the people who try to sell their houses themselves end up going with a realtor. Now, that takes a lot of time to go through all that. Let me make it simple for you. Does that seem fair? So you take their strength, you ask them a question and makes them think, you show what they lose perhaps in doing something on their own. And then it's the same time you give them some sort of a bone that this looks like a positive reward for doing something positive. And they're not alone, because did you know that 90% of all people who try to sell a house themselves go to a realtor? Because all these, you get all these calls, and people, they never show up.
They just never show up. So I think right now we're going to start seeing a lot more for sale by owners as the new year hits, because they're seeing the market being super hot. I'm glad Stormy got this one, because I know that this is what he's working on. He's getting more listings. And being able to communicate the value of hiring an agent is important. So remember your value propositions, remember your elevator statements. What can we say in a quick sentence that allows us to convey what we do and why we do it?
And we know a lot more about real estate than the average person who needs a realtor. We're professionals, and we know the tips, we know the clues, we know how to help them find exactly what they're looking for, whether it be a buyer or the price they want to sell. You're not going to sell a house unless you have a reason to sell a house.
Right. Always uncover the motivation. Always.
And
we got a minute left, guys. We're not going to take another one. I'm going to ask some questions here. Who is going to attend family reunion this year? Awesome. No one. Great. What's keeping you from attending family reunion? Typically, it's thousands upon thousands of dollars, and now it's only $100.
It's online.
I
know. Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to meet humans in real life, so it just doesn't seem worth it to me.
How about a few androids?
Right. I can tell you there's a lot of value that's going to come from it, just like Mega Camp. And this is why I met a guy at Mega Camp we're in the same class. We'd comment together. We had just said something. He said, "Great job, Dan." And we connected afterwards. He sent me a referral from Florida for 3 properties on a golf course, $1.2 million worth of listings. I've never met the man in person. All I saw him was on his emoji, or what do they call it? The picture, his avatar, and a comment. And then we connected afterwards, and he knew I was in Tucson. So there's some value in that. Plus, you're going to get a ton of stuff. I know that Zoom is not the most enjoyable thing. You don't get the same value from being in the room and being around people and getting the high five and getting pushed and shoved in crowds. Unfortunately, that's the world we're in right now. I just don't want you guys to miss out on something that may be beneficial to your careers. So give it some extra thought. Like I said, it's usually costs you thousands of dollars to get there with airfare, travel, hotel, and the tickets themselves are $900. So seriously put some thought behind it. It might be a game changer for you. I know the last time I engaged in the online thing, I was very distant, but because it's online, I'm at my house and my kids running around. But there was able to pick up some value. You can still make connections. So give it a thought. We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on What's Your Number Wednesdays. It's a 3rd installment of it. We've absolutely loved it. Thank you so much for your day, guys. If you are doing Ignite starts in 29 minutes. The links are at 1kwca.com. Other than that, have a great day. We'll talk soon. Do you need something, Letha?
Thank you.
Well, Dick already left. I seen his thing on openhouse.com, and I'm going to send him an email.
Do it. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you too. Bye.